Good evening, Victoria here. Please subscribe. Welcome back. This is Helen's third part of her core therapy treatment. Over the last couple of weeks you've seen kinesiology in the first part, which is the muscle testing to find out exactly what I needed to treat. The second part you saw the cupping therapy, and today you get to see some repatterning of legs, pelvis, spine. A sacral float, which is the most amazing Qigong therapy. Then I remove the cups before having a look at what the back is doing and massage the back a little more with the cups. Then she turns over and I give her a nice stretch, but one of my favourite parts is when I treat her right knee to some Qigong and some warming therapy. It includes a visualisation, and it's the most amazing thing to connect with your client in this way. You really feel centred and in the zone. I'm doing a meditation course at the moment, and there are various koshas to the body. Some of you may know this already. There's one called Vijnanamaya kosha, which is all about focus, concentration, and this is what Qigong helps with, because you're really concentrating on, in my case, on that knee at that one point. I'm totally focused on giving Helen care and love and healing for that knee, which really eases up, it really helps. So thanks very much for watching. Watch to the end because you get to see the cranial balancing and then the retests to see if she passes those tests that at the first treatment, at the first part, that she'd failed. And get to see her smile and wave at camera. So thanks very much. Let's spread a little healing. So this is a case of trying to unlock the ball of the foot from the other upper part of the foot along here, so that we try and release those thoracics, because this is the reflex point, stopping them twisting the upper back, which will also unfortunately affect things like breath. It'll produce shallow breathing, lung capacity, and obviously Helen being a very fit lady, she needs her lung capacity, her breath worked is really important for her. Some mobility to the foot. Working on acupressure points at the same time. That's it, lovely. Relaxing into the pelvis, using the leg as a lever on that pelvis. That's it, the other hip coming up nicely. Relax your legs as much as possible, just floppy doll, let them go, beautiful. Oh, wonderful, that's so good, fantastic. Just going to do a Piriformis Stretch. making the cups knock. That's it, lovely. This has a lovely effect on the hips and legs, this piriformis stretch, where not only does it help stretch them out and reposition the structure of the pelvis, but when I go to put the foot back down again, it comes back down in a completely different place, because that's where the hip is happy for the legs to extend to. Now just working with the sacrum. There's a cup on the sacrum as well, so I'm jostling for space with the sacrum here. Got one hand on the other, and at first I'm going to be nice and still, just feeling into the heat of the back, the heat of my hand, and very soon after this starts, I can feel a very gentle movement happening, and the movement is hopefully, and it is in this case, a very gentle clockwise circle. The energy is really kick-starting now. So Helen, this would be a really good time for us to do some energy work with your liver that I referred to earlier. So we did it a couple of treatments ago, and if you don't mind, I'd like you to bring your awareness to the area within your abdomen of your liver, and then think about the colour spring green. I think you mentioned last time that you went to an orchard from your childhood. So take yourself back to that green orchard, the sunlight coming through the leaves of all the fruit trees. To the colour of the grass below them, to raindrops, freshness, feel that it's really lush, beautiful meadow. And I can immediately feel your energy to your sacrum, that you are tuning into that area of your liver with that green, because your sacrum is completely relaxed. And then I'd like you, either in your head or out loud, completely up to you, to make a long out breath with the sound shh. And if you're happy to, you just do that 3 times. That's wonderful.
So now I'm feeling into the sacrum, and there's a beautiful clockwise movement. It feels really warm, loose. It feels like there's no tension at all. This will really help the orientation, the structure of the pelvis. It will also help the rest of the spine, coming up past those thoracics. It will also very much help the neck, because the neck and the sacrum need each other. They're the top and bottom of the spine, and they're the ones that support each other. So I will be looking at the neck in a moment, but I have a feeling it's going to feel much looser than it would have done. Okay, just going to remove this towel. We've got some lovely rosy cup marks here. I'm going to start removing the cups. So one of these has gone a really dark colour. It's quite a dark purple, and that indicates to me this is the area that is going to need a little bit more work in future. So I'll obviously make a note of it, and we'll keep a check of this area. So it's the inside of your right scapula, in between your spine and scapula. So that I'm really glad that we chose cupping today. That will really help that area. So, oh yeah, this thoracic area is feeling better. That's good. So I'm just using the last couple of cups to feel into the thoracic area. How's it feeling for you, Helen? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In a good way.
Okay. Yeah, I can. It's interesting with cupping, or with any of my treatments, but I know how it feels. I can, by me working on it and by me having had lots of treatments myself, I know exactly how that feels by me interacting with it. So that dark purple colour is already starting to dissipate now. It is still dark, it's the darkest one, but it's not as bad as I first thought. So I've just wiped off all the oil, because what the cups do is they bring out the toxins from the body. So yeah, it's still going down now. Yeah, that's good. But no, that's feeling much better. Okay, so how was the cupping?
Oh, wow, that was amazing. Thank you. Yeah, really good.
Oh, good. So just feeling into the fluidity of the body, making sure it's flexible, moving. I need to put something warm on your feet, Helen. Chilly feet.
Yeah.
I do say to people sometimes, actually bring some socks, because when you lie down, it's interesting how the body chills off, even though you didn't feel cold before.
Yeah.
A little bit tight there. Yeah, okay. Let's create some movement.
Yeah, they take a bashing your feet, don't they?
They do. Let's get that towel back on your feet. That nice?
That's lovely, yeah, thank you. I don't, where was sore then? Was it just above my right ankle up the, is it the tibia or the fibia? I always forget.
The tibia is the big fat one, the fibia is the feeble one. That's the way to remember it.
Yeah.
So this is the tibia.
On the inside,
Yeah.
as you went up, it was sore.
You tell me, oh really, quite low down?
Yeah,
Okay, so you tell me, how's this?
that's fine. It's
Right,
just
so the rest of it is okay. Coming down.
there.
Yeah.
Down there.
It's clicking a bit? Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I broke it there when I was about 10, so it's around that's where it was broken. So, yeah, it's quite sore there.
But you haven't had trouble with it since?
No.
No. I mean, at 10 it heals quite well normally, yeah. Do you want me to extinguish that flame, Jazz? You've got your elbow right above it.
The show must go on. I've to edit this bit out.
Yeah, I know.
Don't have me talking.
As it goes up in flames.
Show must go on. Ah! Bit higher as well. There? No.
There, yeah, there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this will help. It's all about clearing the toxins, shifting those lactic acids so it's not building up and creating pain. Oh, it's quite sore, is it? Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Fluid into the ankle. Let it go, let it go. Lovely.
I wore socks the last times I was here, didn't I?
Oh, right. Yeah. You probably chose a really hot day to wear socks as well. So just relax, relax. That's it. Let me do all the work. Okay. This is the one. Let it go. How is it feeling right now? Is it feeling completely fine? Yeah. Yeah. It feels quite bulked up here, not with fluid, but quite solid. That area there feels, yeah, like you can feel that it's giving. Yeah, this is absolutely solid. Yeah.
Makes you wonder whether like the trauma's held in the body.
That can happen. Have we done trauma release before? No.
We do we?
No. So sometime we can do something called eyes in distortion, which is an NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Are you familiar with that?
Yes,
Are you? Yeah. So we can do some of that to help extinguish trauma. Do you know what it means when the tummy rumbles? It means that you're accepting the healing. It's a really good sign. It's a compliment to the therapist, really, because it shows that you're just letting go and letting the repatterning, the healing take place.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Yeah, a lot of people worry about their tummies rumbling. Like, oh, sorry, sorry. I said, no, it's a good thing. So I'm just doing a little bit of tuina on this knee at the moment, introducing some movement and fluidity. Yeah, and now I'm just going to do some Qigong. Just relax it, let it go. Okay, so bring your awareness down to your knee, almost like you can let it open up, almost like you're looking inside. And let the knee tell you a story. Let the knee take on its own persona, like it has its own history, its own back catalogue of events. And in this way, we're giving it some attention. We're listening. Maybe every part of us, especially with trauma, every part of us needs to be listened to. And you're telling your knee, it's all right, I've got your back, I know about you. I'm aware, I've been here all along, we're riding this life together, and I'm going to look after you. So tell your knee, I'm going to look after you, and everything's okay. Everything's okay. Breathe into your knee. And with each exhalation, it releases its trauma. That's really good. Now giving Helen's hips a hip float using Qigong energy. First of all, just feeling into the orientation, how they're settling, how they're feeling after some sacral cupping. Taking off the pressure, and now just allowing them to be. Again, there's beautiful rotation, a circular energy there. That's good, my tummy's joining in now. So at first just feeling, making sure there's some movement in the clavicle, the sternum. They need to give, they need to be fluid and soft, even though nice and strong and muscular. Feeling into the upper thoracics, pushing and feeling each side of each vertebra as I walk my way up the ladder, up to T1. Just going to undo the bobble. That's it. So I've got my fingers extending downwards, shifting the neck vertebra around the sternocleidomastoid muscle. That's it. Feeling really good. A bit tight on the T2 right side, so we'll come back to that. We always work away from it to encourage warmth and movement elsewhere and come back. Lovely. Now we're going to do a lovely neck release. Beautiful. And an extension. Some bouncing, the trapezius, the shoulder point, in order to help the neck, the shoulder, feeling into the trap. Encouraging some softness. Coming around to the other side, a little bit more bouncing of the opposite trap. That's lovely, nice and loose. Lovely, okay. Just going to have another feel with my fingers to that spine. Yep, feeling better, good. And now rotating the head to the side and feeling with my thumb at each of the vertebrae of the neck, the 7 vertebrae here. And what should happen, and is happening, is as I'm gently pushing with the pad of my thumb, the head should be rotating slightly backwards towards me as I'm pushing. That's a really good sign. Sometimes when there's no movement, it can mean that there is complete stiffness there. Doing the same on the opposite side. Yeah, the head's moving nicely. That's good. Some lovely tummy rumbles going on. I think the body is liking this neck release. Yeah, there's good movement there. Right, let's have a little feel of that C2 again. It's still tight, but it's better than it was. Yeah, it's giving now. Yeah. Okay, going to do another neck release at the occiput and down. Wonderful. You've got really good extension there. And equally, this will be helping the lower back, the sacrum. It doesn't just help the neck. This is really good for neck tension, headaches. It's really good for concentration, clarity, focus, that foggy feeling. So I'm coming down 1 vertebra in between 1 and 2, rotating the neck back so it's extending. That's really good. a little flexion and extension. Slowly working my way down with my fingers in between each vertebra. Up and back. Lovely. So I've got nice strong hands as I support the lower neck in order to introduce some space, some lightness in between each vertebra and disc. Some length as well. You'll be taller after this. Pushing down on both traps equally. Moving into the upper thoracics there, feeling better after that cupping. And the neck, wonderful. Now I'm going to hold support while I'm giving a nice stretch. Same on the other side. Hold support and stretch. And a little bit of Qigong to finish out the neck. Coming up to the temporals and the occiput at the back of the neck, back of the head. Clearing any head tension, clearing any stress, bringing in lightness and space. Beautiful. That's really good. Okay, keeping your eyes closed and slowly taking a nice long breath. Continuing with long breathing and sending your breath all the way down your body to your feet and toes and giving them an extension and a flex to stretch out the soles and the toes. You might want to strum your toes, moving them individually and rotating into the ankles. Just going to remove the towel. Breathing into the hips, moving a little bit into the hips. Stretching down through the legs, breathing into the abdomen, the whole torso, extending into the lungs. And stretching and relaxing into the shoulders, bringing your awareness down your arms to your wrists, giving them a rotation. Stretching through your palms, fingers, thumbs. Bring your arms up over your head for a nice long body stretch, opening your eyes when you're ready to. Nice extension in the center. Do a banana to one side. That tummy's really going for it. Coming up into the center, back to the other side. Oh, lovely. Back to the center before bringing your hands down into praying hands in front of your heart. All is well. Okay. I'm just going to retest a couple of things that weren't too happy earlier. I don't need to retest the good ones, it's just a couple. Then you can go on your merry way.
Oh, thank you, that was lovely.
Oh, good. So let's have a look at your right hand side, this arm and this leg. Lovely. I'm going to push. If you could take your hand off your hip. I'm going to push, you're going to hold, and hold. So much better. Fantastic. Hardly any movement there, and I was really pushing. So I want to have a look at this knee. Just going to give it a good grip. Can you raise this leg for me? Nice and straight. I'm going to push here and hold. Fantastic. Really strong. So that's knee and back is okay. That's good. Right, left leg again. If you can put your sole towards your right ankle in that sort of ballet move, yeah. Relaxing that knee as much as you can. So that means relaxing into that hip. Raising the other leg for me. I'm going to push here and hold. Okay, there's a little bit of a movement there, so I definitely make a note of that for next time. Can you bring that sole right up as high as you can to the other thigh? Yeah. Yeah, as high as you can. Yeah, yeah, comfortably. And then raise that other leg. I'm going to push here and hold. Okay, so you're actually stronger there. So it's that minimal opening that the hip isn't happy doing on this side. Just going to have a look at that in a bit more detail. So raise this leg for me and hold. That's good. Okay, yeah. Just having a look at the orientation of it. Raise again and hold. That's really good. So do you remember I said even when I was looking it looked like the hip was doing this? Yeah. And when I tested it, it was. So I've done all that work with you, retested it, it's now back into position. Yeah, so that's good. Just tick that off. Last test, so I'm just going to use this leg, just supporting your hip here. The leg is coming out and up to 45 degrees. I'm going to push downwards and you're going to hold it up. Yeah. And hold. Right, I was really pushing, absolutely strong. So that's that place at T12, halfway up your back, and of course we did a lot of work with your back today with the cupping. So I think it was really needed. I'm really glad we did that. So you're good.
That's wonderful.
There was only one out of all those retests that I'm definitely thinking, right, let's look at that next time, which is the opening of this hip. Yeah. But everything else is firing.
Oh, thank you, Victoria. That's amazing.
My pleasure. Do you want to sit up and talk to camera and say how you're feeling? Oh, don't do an injury now.
Oh, no, that was amazing. Really, wonderful.
Yeah. And how do you feel about those cut marks? Because a lot of people will be saying, oh, I wouldn't want those cut marks on my back. How do you feel about those?
It's just part of the therapy, and I don't mind, and we have a bit of a giggle about it when I'm training, and people see them and they go, oh, and I explain where I've been.
Yeah.
So it's good advertisement.
It is. It's advertising.
Yeah.
But if you watch the Olympics recently, a lot of the swimmers had these cut marks all over their biceps and traps and all down their backs, and it's absolutely fantastic for sports and mobility. So
yeah, and there's another girl in one of the classes a couple of days ago that had got them.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so yes.
Oh,
it's
excellent.
Great. I probably would mind if I was going to a party.
Yes, wearing a strappy top.
So
yeah, excellent. Okay, yeah. Well, you have to tell me if you were. So,
yeah,
okay.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Well, thank you for allowing us to film as well.
Oh, my pleasure.
Okay, so thank you guys.
Thank you.